Hey YouTube Soul Tribe, this is Lori, Pure Love Ascension. How's it going today? It's good to meet you. I, about 2 years ago, went through a spiritual awakening, and I thought, a lot of people are starting to share online, and I got a lot of information out of people online about this process. So, and I know everybody's process is different, so I'm going to share with you my process. And maybe if it helps you in any way, then that makes me feel good. About 2 years ago, my dad passed away. He had cancer, and he was in the hospital, and he literally died in my arms. And we're a very tight-knit family. There's lots of love and just really, really tight, more so than most families, I would say. We tell everybody, tell each other everything. We share everything. I mean, very close-knit. And so when he passed away, it was difficult for my family and his friends and people that knew him. It was difficult for them. I, on the other hand, seem to be the backbone of all the healing, and so this must be my soul's contract to do this, to play this role in my life and in their lives. And when I got home after everything was said and done at the hospital, and I started to reflect on my father's life and what had, transpired and happened. I found a video channeling Eric. I looked on YouTube to find everything I possibly could about the afterlife, near-death experiences, psychic abilities, anything. I just became a sponge and spent many, many, many hours, hundreds of hours, just alone watching channeling Eric. Later, to come find out that Eric became my spirit guide, and so I speak with him on a daily basis now. I wasn't the best meditator. I had a hard time focusing and shutting my mind down. And when I started to learn how to control my thoughts and to keep only positive thoughts and do away with negative thinking, this kind of catapulted me into understanding how much control we really have over our lives, and that it's not just happenstance. And a lot of people don't like to hear that. They don't believe that, but that's their choice, and that's their soul's contract, so to speak. But anyway, how this all started after spending all these hours watching channeling Eric. He tends to punk people to let you know and to validate that he's there and that you have a connection with Source. And I had been really tired one evening, and I went to bed, and I remember the TV popping back on in the living room. So I got up, I came in the living room, I went ahead and turned the TV back off, and decided to go back to bed. And I got all comfy, pulled the covers up, and I'm ready to go to sleep, do some serious sleeping. And the TV pops back on again. And I thought to myself, one time is odd. It doesn't normally happen, but sometimes it happens. And then the second time, that was kind of, okay, that got my attention. And then it happened a third time, and finally the fourth time. 4 times this happened. I'm in bed. TV pops on, I get up, I shut the TV off. Finally, in my mind, telepathically, I tell Eric, okay, Eric, this is validation. I get it. It's you, and we have a connection. And from that moment on, things changed. My life completely changed from that point on. So, the next morning I woke up, and I started journaling. Just started writing things down. And this is one of the first pages that I did in my journal. Let's see if you can see this. So I quickly realized that this is some form of star sigil language. I looked all over the internet to see if I could find something on this stuff, but I couldn't. But these are some of the first notes I took. And didn't quite understand what this stuff was or what it was all about. It got into all kinds of interesting things. I just started jotting this. It was really incredible. And it's got to the point where today, 2 years later, this is the kind of stuff I'm now writing down and communicating with. And so this is invocation, attraction, and abundance. I'm actually working on some things for my business, and this is part of the invocation, attraction, and abundance for my business. But and this is just stuff that I just start writing and it comes out, and then I don't even know what this stuff is until I kind of work with my spirit guide, Eric Meadows, and then he kind of helps me figure out what this is. Sometimes I figure it out and he confirms it. Anyway, quite interesting, right? So that's how all this started. And then I quickly started to get into the automatic writing. I figured, okay, something's flowing through me. I don't know what this is or why it's happening, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to embrace it. And I did. And the next thing I know, I start getting messages from my father for people in our other family members. And this became kind of a norm for a while. I had done one for my sister who was just really heartbroken over my dad's passing. My mom, who was married to my father for 56 years, they met on a blind date and they've been together forever. And I was a product of that love, and I'm proud of it. But it had verbiage of a much higher intelligence than I gave myself credit for. And it had a lot of healing messages for them. And it helped heal our family. And it made things a lot better for us that were still alive and living our lives. We found out some things that my father didn't know when he was alive, and we kind of processed and worked through all that. But it was an incredible experience. And so finally, after the automatic writing, I decided that I needed something more. I needed to find another way to communicate, and it wasn't really working with meditation. And yes, automatic writing was good, but I wanted more of a one-on-one kind of a relationship instead of I'm listening, I'm writing it down, blah, blah, blah. So I was watching Wayne Steiger's show, and he had a gentleman on there. His name is Patrick Garrett, and I think it's the Garrett Legacy now that he has a channel. But he was channeling the planets, the man who channeled the planets. What a beautiful man. And I actually got some information from him and gave him some healing messages as well. And I've also done this for some of my customers. I have some longtime customers that have just been a joy to be around and just good people. And they lost loved ones. And I would just simply tell them, are you open to some healing messages? And I was able to provide that for them. And it really, really gave them a lot of comfort. So I quickly became a healer. Go figure, right? So I'm watching Channeling with the Planets, and I discovered, and I sent an email to Patrick for this chart for the pendulum. And so this is the chart that he sent me, and I use it on a daily basis. Pretty cool. Very simple. And I ordered a pendulum online from Amazon, and this is my pendulum I use. I really like this pendulum. Oh, let me see if you can see that. Perfect. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. I love it. And then I went ahead and obtained some crystals, and this is one of my favorite crystals. This is a quartz crystal from Madagascar. It is amazing. Very big. Double terminator. A lot of energy in that. It's about the size of a motorcycle handle. That gives you an indication of the size. And then I got a chevron amethyst, and this is from Brazil. The quartz crystal is from Madagascar. And this is the one I like to hold in my hand when I'm using my pendulum. So I'll hold this in my hand here, and then I'll use the pendulum this way. It's kind of neat. Works good. Anyway, so this was giving me a lot of messages. And it was an amazing experience because that's when Eric kind of came through. And then I really started to create a dialogue with him, and we've developed a relationship. And I would say it's a friendship that goes beyond this realm. Let's put it that way. I feel connection to him. in the spirit realm as well, because our higher selves are still there. A part of us are always there, so he's connected to that part of myself. But it's mind blowing how all this stuff works. But anyway, that's kind of it in a nutshell right now, and and I've been doing this the last 2 years, and I've become very strong. I'm feeling really good about what I'm doing. If you told me 2 years ago I would be on YouTube talking about something like this, I'd tell you were crazy and I would never do it. But I'm glad I'm doing it, and I've got more to come. And I really appreciate you guys listening, and I hope if it helps anybody to just kind of get the ball rolling and get things started. But there'll be more videos, and we'll talk more about my experiences. But that's it in a nutshell. And I really appreciate you watching, and I look forward to more videos. All right. Favor and blessings upon all of you and your family and everyone that's in your life. Much love to all of you. Everyone that I have a relationship with online, Crystal MacArthur is one of them. Milky Way Messenger, Brian over there. Elisa Medus. Trina Phoenix, you're one of my favorites. I enjoy your channel so much, immensely get so much information from you, and mind-blowing information that just, wow, makes it just things that make you go wow, right? But all in all, appreciate you watching, and enjoy the rest of your now, and happy now, my spirit pals. Take her easy, and thanks for watching.